was actually, now that I recall, it was totally wide open. You could see the end grain of the old sill plate poking out, and looked like a mouse had chewed on it for about 25 years. It was all canoed out and hollow. So something you can't avoid. Can't say, well, that's not our job. It's something that has to be fixed, you know, to preserve the life of the building. So what we ended up doing was removing 2 inches of wood from the sill here on the south wall, and then stabilizing the post and taking the load of that, cutting back 2 inches for about 2 feet, and then going in another 6 inches. So that block is actually like a P shape that slides on to the post and gives it solid bearing underneath, because formerly there was nothing there. It was just kind of being suspended by siding and braces and other things all knit together. So we want to leave as much fabric as we can. This is the cut here where we found the rot to be, you know, minimal or totally gone. And then, so over here you see the gray piece with the pale brown piece. This is our new attachment, cut across here and loaded with heavy structural screws. And you can see we got back, this was all decayed, nothing here, so we cut this old sill along this line and found, rather than knitting the 2 sills together and trying to have the post bear on top of that because the rot was higher up, we opted to cut into the post and support the point load. Had we not repaired it, this corner would have continued to sink over the years. Timber frames, part of the reason we love them, you know, is there's a lot of redundancy, there's a lot of belt and suspenders approach. So you find things working that aren't necessarily supposed to be working. This brace's job is not to hold this post up, but it will. Its job is to keep the post from racking. And so you get assistance from other things. So that's the beauty, you know, why these barns can be sort of let go to a point and still stand up and survive. So you kind of marvel sometimes that when there's nothing here, I mean, you could stick your hand under here. It shouldn't be working, you know, by physics, but it is because of all the secondary members kind of supporting it. But it's not anything you would ever want to say, oh, well, it's doing it right now, let's leave it that way. It has to be fixed to get it back to a functional standpoint, you know, especially of a project of this scope. You're putting so much money into a project, you can't overlook these things. You want it to be right, and you're not, now's the best chance, right? We're from the outside, we're peeling back siding. This is your opportunity.